For the last 2 years, everyone's been trying to debate who won the trade between the Oilers and the Devils. Devils receiving Taylor Hall and Oilers receiving Adam Larsson. While both are exceptional players of their own right, Adam Larsson being a defenseman and Taylor Hall being an offensive forward, there'll obviously be no comparison between the two, as Larsson's a defensive defenseman and Hall's having a breakout season in his second year with the Devils, extending his point streak to 26 games just recently. And today we're here to talk about, can Taylor Hall's point streak go down as one of the greatest of all time? His point streak might be amazing, but it'll never go down as legendary. There's many people such as Gretzky, Lemieux, Coffey, who have had point streaks that are 60 plus games. While Hall's streak might be impressive, it's nowhere near legendary, and I'm going to show you why. There has been 4 people who have 20 or more game point streaks, and that is tied for 10th and 6th in NHL history in points. Those being Coffey, Lemieux, and Lafleur. While Lemieux and Lafleur do have bigger point streaks, these are just a couple that Hall could possibly reach within the next couple games. 30 is also a reasonable mark to get for Taylor Hall, only 4 games away with a decent amount of games remaining. I'm not sure if he can get the 39 games because I don't know if the Devils currently have enough games remaining. That, and he might not be able to register a point for those next 13, 14 games that he has remaining. Although that would be impressive, I just don't think it'll happen. 2 records I don't think that Taylor Hall will ever break would be the 46 games by Lemieux registering 103 points and Wayne Gretzky having 51 games. Yes, these are back in the early 80s, early 90s, late 80s, but points were easier to come by then. Goalies weren't as good. Competition wasn't as good. And I don't think even they'd be able to register streaks like that in today's NHL. So by league standards, this point streak is up there with some of the best, because if you do look, the majority of these guys all played in the early 80s, mid 80s, and early 90s, where the NHL wasn't nearly as good, the defense wasn't as good, and the goalies were easier to score on. I believe if you put Taylor Hall back in those days, he'd have easily the same as Gretzky would. That's why it is impossible to compare players from this era's NHL and that era's NHL. Two separate eras with different skill sets, with different competition level. The fitness level of today's NHL is much better than it was back then. But with that being said, this is the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think Taylor Hall will keep his point streak going, or will it end in the near future? Talk to you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a like. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.